Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strapfax John, and we've got...
We have the Dominican Dream, the former Presidente, Papi Plátano.
There he is. And we've got the host of the show. We've got...
I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. Boom.
We're coming to you here today. The very special edition of the show was based upon a date in 1998, November 5th, 1998, which would have been one of my birthdays. I would have turned 14 that year. So I would have turned 14 on November 5th, 1998. And that's the date of the show we're watching and reviewing today, WCW Thunder, November 5th, 1998. Dom, what do we got going on with WCW Thunder?
Thunder.
Thunder. Well, John, you chose this show. This is all about you. I got my beer. I'm a salute to you, Strapfax. You the man. You the man of the hour. All right, so this show right here is in Four Horsemen country, Roanoke, Virginia. We have Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Lee Marshall. Platino. Who is Lee Marshall?
He's great. He's the other voice of Tony the Tiger.
You say he's great. I thought you were talking about Curry Man.
No, he's not Curry Man.
Spicy is all.
He is spicy. He don't have an ass like that.
Hey.
If you watch TNA, you'll understand where that came from.
All right, so these guys kick off the show, and they give a congratulations to a former partner of theirs, an old commentator, somebody everybody knows, Jesse the Body Ventura, and he's the new governor of Minnesota.
Yes.
And they said, if you watch Monday Nitro the upcoming week, Hollywood Hogan's going to announce his running mate for presidency. I wonder if it's Donald Trump.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon. I don't know. Did you watch that episode of Nitro?
What, the next week, the following week's Nitro?
The following Monday? Yeah, he said he was going to announce it then.
Oh, hell no, I ain't watching that shit. No, I did not watch the follow-up edition. I apparently had enough time to finish the main event of this show, but that's the main event of this show. We're still
miss
the opening, though. Hey.
Hey. Well, congratulations to Jesse Ventura at this time. You are the governor. All right. So our opening match, we have a former guest of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. We have Barry Horowitz. Be on the lookout. His book is out now. Check it out wherever you can find it. And he's taking on Chris Kanyon with Raven in his corner.
Who's better than Canyon?
Barry Horowitz.
No. Oh. How dare you?
Horowitz is still alive.
Oh, you asshole. Here we go.
All right, so reminder, this is 1998, and this is Barry Horowitz in WCW, and boy, does Barry looks out of place right here. With the haircut, him being in WCW ring. John, you got to give me some time, like a time frame, because you started in 1995, and we know in 95 he was feuding with Skip of the Body Donnas, Chris Candido. When did he leave? Get the people... let the people know about Barry Horowitz.
I believe we tried to get the information out of Barry Horowitz himself, and we still didn't get an answer. He talked for 20 hours, and we still didn't get an answer. So I don't know what that tells us. But no, he just was floating between companies. They offered him, I say a contract, but a contract doesn't mean it has to be like 2 years or anything like that. It could just be a very short-term contract, and that's what he signed. He signed a few of those with WCW. And like I said, using the word contract the way we think of it, it's not the way it was. It could have just been a contract for, a 1 month loop, including Roanoke, Virginia. But yeah, it was very bizarre to see Barry Horowitz at this time in the other company, even though throughout the late 80s, early 90s, people would just show up in the other company and they would not even be acknowledged of their past history. So yeah, Barry Horowitz looking out of place here, and some parts of this episode of Thunder I watched with Nita, my girlfriend, and she was just marveled at Canyon's tights and attire. She's like, what does that say? I was like, it says Flatliner on his ass. She's like, no, the thing on his side. I'm like, Canyon. That's his name. He's dead. No, but no, this is just a opening match. And I was thinking back about Canyon, and this was a time, and anyone could be over. Could Canyon have become more over? Or could he become a bigger superstar? Well, I believe at the time he still had that chance. WCW was not the place for it. WWF would not be the place for it either. But if someone dedicated with that, special eye to attention, I think Canyon could have gone further with his career. But he was capable, but just wasn't in the cards for Mr. Flatliner there.
So on my notes, I had Barry Horowitz. He was definitely out of place. It's just like him being on Collision for AEW. Out of nowhere. Just like Rico Constantino. Anyways.
Watch that back.
That's what I thought of. I'm like, wow.
I'm so mad at you, Dom. Out of all the interviews you didn't get, that's the one we had to get before he went back to the ring.
Couldn't find his contact info. Should have called Las Vegas PD or something.
Damn right. Could have had it.
Should have called him for WrestleMania tickets.
No.
Anyways, yeah, Barry looked out of place at this time right here. And Thunder, this is their B show, WCW's B show right here. So they're trying to feature the other talent, not your Hogans, your Stings, your Flairs, your Goldberg and whatnot. So you're getting Chris Kanyon and you're getting Barry Horowitz. So I don't know how that happened. I'm not sure if they're trying to have Barry Horowitz go over through Chris Kanyon, but I don't know. It was just weird. And for it being an opening match, it didn't do nothing for me whatsoever.
Me neither. But now that you're speaking about that, I keep hearing rumors of Netflix wanting the 3 big hitters. They want Roman, Cody, and I think they wanted Randy on Raw. So what's going to happen with that?
It was Punk.
Was it Punk?
It was Punk.
Still, woo. Those 3.
SmackDown best up the game up. I don't know. Just them 3 alone.
You better resurrect the SmackDown 6 again and figure it out.
I don't know. Anything's possible, and I am looking forward to it. Come January.
SmackDown's going to stay on USA, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
USA is begging for content, the caliber WWE can provide, and Dolph Ziggler can get away with ratings for the USA Network, so they don't need Roman, Cody, or CM Punk. They can do just fine without those guys. I mean, so it's just a battle. It's like Fox was the hot thing on the block, so that's why they had to pump up Fox with everything. But now that they're off network, TV, and now it's just USA, it's like, it's fine. USA can get away with that.
USA
they can get away with this.
They'll have fun with Seth Rollins and Judgment Day and whoever else. So that'll be good. But yeah, Netflix, they try and bring out the big guns, the major guns.
Well, for almost, was it $500,000?
You do what they do. Do what they say.
Yeah, whatever.
Hell yeah. But anyways, this match, it doesn't matter. This match, flatline, Chris Kanyon with the win.
Great transition, Dom, because I totally agree with you.
Our next subject, we have the big bad booty daddy of Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell. They make their way to the ring, and God, these dudes look vicious and delicious. Buff Bagwell, former guest of It Doesn't Matter podcast. And then there was a sign in the crowd that said, Buff, show us your stuff. You want to see the wink?
I knew it was
2 in a
coming.
row.
They wanted to see the wink.
Oh, boy.
But, Jesus, Scott Steiner, he looked freaking huge at this time, man. It's just crazy how... What size shirt does he wear? Like, that's not no damn 2X.
He rips off the tag.
Yeah.
Jesus. His muscles had muscles.
He's not even in peak form just yet, right? He's still like...
Heck no. He's still,
bulking up.
Yeah, basically he's hulking up. And he basically said that he's going to take out the red and black, and he's going to show Lex Luger why he has the best body. That was a long-ass promo Scott Steiner had. They gave him too much time on the microphone.
Yep.
Like, I wasn't very familiar with Steiner's promos at the time, but yeah, he would come out, he'd do his rhymes and Even Nita was like, first of all, Nita does not like that kind of physique, even though that's the kind I have, baby. I can't see that. Not a fan of the roided out freakzilla that Scott Steiner's physique was, but that's okay. But she doesn't watch modern wrestling or have the history that the Strapfax does. But she just harkened back to, what is this guy, Rick Rude? That's what she was thinking during his little rhymes. But yeah, it was just a little bit too long. It's like this is the Scott Steiner that was hot on the mic. It's like he ran out of steam real quick.
Yep.
But,
Yeah.
All right, so after this, our next match, we have Raven taking on Alex Wright. And I'm thinking when I first seen this, I'm like, damn, two heels.
Yeah.
Two heels. Alex Wright, Raven sitting in the corner. Alex Wright, he cuts a promo saying that Raven is a dirty slob, and Alex Wright, he's clean shaven with abs. And Raven just like walks over on his knees and just like hit him with a shoulder tackle.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Oh man! During this whole match, Raven looked like a lost dog. Like, John, is this the time when we're gonna start seeing Raven?
Yeah.
You find out he's rich.
Yeah. This is the storyline. I mean, this is a storyline. Obviously, it wasn't going into business for himself. And, Nita and I had a good time just yucking it up with how disgusting Raven looked. He's just this homeless guy in the ring. I don't even want to touch him.
That shirt was fire. I like that shirt he had on. I know Abel would like that shirt.
Who was it? It was some
cartoon,
Silver
right?
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Surfer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah. It was this fire shirt, but he still looked gross and disgusting. Like, it's like...
Raven's a comic book guy. His favorite comic book is Swamp Thing. That's why he's so grungy and dirty. But he smells like
Can't wait for his
crap.
documentary. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be a good one.
He's going to have a documentary?
I thought I sent you the link.
Nope.
I got to send it to you.
The
Yeah, it
other
looks real good.
The other Abel,
Chad Gable.
Alex Wright, making a good point there. Like, look at me and look at you. It's just, it was kind of weird, these two guys going at it. But that's the kind of matchups you had in WCW, That's why it was unique and fun. They would put these guys together, and it just didn't make sense, but it looked compelling, didn't it, though?
Yeah. And while they were wrestling, Raven was just fighting with his leather jacket on the whole time. And then we see Lodi. Platinum, who's Lodi?
I forget. I know he was a member of the flock, but...
Yeah, well, he comes out with a sign, says, Raven, please cheer up.
What?
Then Disco tells Lodi, you got to go to the back. No. And then Disco lays him out. And then all of a sudden, Chris Kanyon comes out. He lays out Disco. Then he lays out Alex Wright. And then Raven, he just gets up and walks to the back. Did you notice he had that huge knot in his head?
Yeah, what the hell was that from?
They acknowledged it, but they didn't answer it. What it was from, so... All right.
So far, this is probably like a good 25 minutes of the show. What do you guys think so far?
What pissed me off, I'm thinking I was going to have a decent match with these two, and then freaking Raven just walks off. I'm just like, are you serious? I'm like, who picked this shit?
John.
I guess John wanted something interesting and way out of left field, but I was getting excited. I thought something was going to happen. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, this must be like a Ravens rules match. And then he didn't count it out. I'm like, what is going on? All right, go to commercial. I'm like, oh, great.
My birthday has been ruined by many things. Some would say the 2024 presidential election. Some would say the Texas Roadhouse across the street. But it could have been ruined also by this choice of show back in 1998.
At least you got some buns tonight. Buttery.
Pork buns.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I respect that.
Much respect. But
All
anyway.
right. So after this, we see Tony Schiavone. He's interviewing Chris Jericho, who is a TV champion, with Ralphus. Platinum, who's Ralphus?
That's his personal bodyguard. He's actually like a truck driver, right, for the company?
Yeah, I think he was, like, the story behind him, like, he was backstage and... You just made the list. Come on TV with me.
Was he a fan, or was he, like, he worked for the company? I
I
forget.
don't know. He was backstage something. I heard that he was a truck driver though, so I don't know. It was just funny. It was just a good pairing for them too.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, that was so funny. It's like, and then Jericho with the hair. I'm just like,
Jericho's losing it. Jericho had hair like something about Mary.
You know, so
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Schiavone announces Chris Jericho coming out, and Nita tells me, it's like, oh, you know, back in the day, I used to think Chris Jericho was kind of cute. And of course, he comes out with his hair all. It's like, well, not like that.
Yeah. So all right. So Jericho gets on the microphone and he said he respects Bill Greenberg and that he has 4 victories over him, and that Jericho, you know, if Greenberg wants him, he has to break Jericho's streak.
You know, another thought here for WCW Thunder is like, so if we're backing it up, the opening video package, you know, TBS, Turner, they love those computer CG graphics of that time period. That's just what they're trying to make in vogue, you know. And so they actually had a different set when Thunder debuted. It looked like it was a big rock wall with like secret Mayan sayings and drawings on it. Then they changed it to this set that they have now, which they had for a long time for Thunder. And I was trying to figure out, what is that supposed to be? Like the Thunder set, what is it?
yeah,
It's a, you know, and the best I can figure out is that it looks like an industrial rooftop in a desolate city landscape. But someone out there, tell us, please, say something, anything, and tell us what the set design for WCW Thunder is, and you'll be eligible to be in line for a free cookie provided by someone you know personally down the line. But anyway,
from Costco's.
from Costco in bulk.
259.
All right. Our next match.
Well, speaking of that, I gotta ask you, better set, the Nitro set or the Raw original with the RAW when you're coming out?
That Raw one was tough.
I know.
I like that, but the
What?
Nitro, the original Nitro set, it was cool. It was bigger than everything, so it felt bigger than life. So I had to go with that Nitro set.
I
It's
gotta
very
agree with you on that
trussy.
one.
You know, we were talking about that at work. You know, we set up big giant screens and all that stuff, and we're talking about, you know, maybe people don't like all this drapery and curtains and things like that. Some people just like the look of metal. They like
Yeah.
the look of truss, and that's what that original Nitro set was. It's a bunch of truss. And the raw letters, come on, man. It was just 3 big pieces of cardboard that they stood up, man. I know Sabu or Rob Van Dam jumped off one of them, but
Yeah.
Sabu, he fell off it.
you know. And you know, when they turned into Raw is War for the first 2 weeks, and they had the Marilyn Manson song in '97 is all new. That was a hot set. They had a big ass
Yeah.
screen. And it was great. You know, I even wrote a letter as a kid to WWF magazine. I drew a little picture of Raw is War, and I was hoping they'd put it in the magazine. And when they didn't, I thought Vince Russo, who was the editor-in-chief at the time, was
Vic
mad at
Venom.
I thought he was mad at me because he didn't post my picture in my letter.
Because we are not Vic Venom.
You know what I would do at the time? Can't think of that actor's name. You know, they would do at the time, they would put these little inserts in the WWF magazine, and you can like get a subscription if you mail in that postcard with like a check or a money order, or you can say, you send me a bill and then I'll pay the bill. So what I would do is I would say, send me the bill. They'd give me like 3 months subscription. Then they'd be like, you're not paying your bill. It's like, I already got the magazine. I'm not paying the bill.
Back in
And
the
like,
day,
it would,
yep.
and you see how far it would go. I think I got like, 8 months for free WWF magazine out of that. So that's why I thought Vince Russo, editor in chief, was mad at me because I didn't pay my bill. That's why they had to take the water coolers out of Titan Tower. Because of me. I bankrupted that company in 1996 and 95.
There you
Smart. Smart man. Made them think about what their decisions were now.
Fools. COD? Well, no, thank you. What's next on this show, Don?
All right, our next match, I was actually looking forward to it because seeing this guy down the line, I know he was a brawler. We have Fit Finley taking on Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was kind of disappointed because it was a short match.
But had a cool finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, They should have took away from Scott Steiner's promo and gave these guys a little bit more time, you know. But
it's funny. I
It
mean,
was-
I don't
it
know
was
what
cool.
I don't know what podcast it is. I think it was on the Colt Cabana Art of Wrestling podcast or something. Someone relaying the story of someone calling a dude calling moves in the ring. He called the Booker T roll up, and the other guy was like, "What the fuck's a Booker T roll up?" The move that Booker T won to beat Finley here. That's the Booker T roll up. So
yeah, he caught him in the corner, rolled him up 1, 2, 3. It was flush. I don't know. It just looked fluent the way Booker did it. Booker was good.
I mean, Booker
good at
T
that.
is like
He was eating up.
his whole career. He's just had. I mean, give him credit, just like Jericho and Goldust, Dustin Runnels. Not necessarily the Booker T was doing a big reinvention, but he did have different periods of his career. He had this era, the Harlem Heat, turning into a singles wrestler. Booker T, that Booker T was amazing. Then he reunited with his brother. Then he was a singles guy again, WCW World Champion. Goes to WWE, is the Alliance guy.
Can't forget GI Bro.
I did forget GI Bro, and that's okay. Then he's the Can You Dig It Sucker Booker T, my favorite for a long time. Then King Booker with
King Booker.
Fit Finley here, So he's had quite a career, and they're all different. It's like this Booker T in 1998, nearly unstoppable.
Yeah, he was good. He was definitely good. Had all the white people raising the roof.
You even made a fan out of Bret Hart. That
Yeah.
charismatic enigma.
Yeah.
Yep.
The charismatic
So-
enigma.
I definitely, I wish they had more time, but I enjoyed it. It was cool for what it was.
It's just I'm glad they invested a little bit of time into Booker because even though like I wasn't the biggest WCW fan, he was one of those guys. If he was on the network, I just stayed tuned and I wanted to see him grow and progress. So Booker T, I'm glad where you're at right now and continue to more success, brother.
And yeah, congratulations, because the WWE ID, his school, Reality of Wrestling, is a part. So it's official developmental school now for
And one of
WWE.
his-
So that's
and
good.
one of his top tier prospects, Roxanne Perez. There you go.
Yep. More to come.
Hope so. I think he's got
Yes.
the Devon's kids up there too, right?
Jesus.
Weren't they in AEW briefly?
They're in
Very
TNA.
briefly.
Were they in TNA? Terrell and the other one, I can't think of the name. Terrence?
I feel like they were in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. For a
I
little
think that's
bit.
I think that's where they started out, but I don't know.
Hey,
Pretty funny. But yeah, I seen them somewhere.
got hit
it
the
was-
road, brother.
Was it TNA or was it AEW?
I think it was TNA.
What? The Dudley Boys were never in AEW.
Not the boys.
Not those Dudleys. Talking about Devon's boys,
No,
the twins.
that's what I meant. No fucking thing. Like, no. I mean, if they were, well, may someone strike me down now.
Thunder.
Damn it.
Thunder. Where the hell my cat?
With Thunder.
Oh man.
I mean,
Lionel.
Could they have-
Oh,
could they have made an appearance? I guess, but I don't think so. I just remember them doing some terrible angles in TNA. That's all.
oh
Terrible.
jeez.
Were they down with aces and eights?
I think it was around that time, maybe.
Wow.
Really? They were
It's
there.
funny because they were doing the Aces and Eights program, which was really hot at the time, and Devon was actually the Legends champion or the whatever belt that eventually was called. But he was a Legends champion. They let his contract expire, so then the title just went away. And then when they needed a surprise member of the Aces and Eights, well, they just re-signed Devon. There he was. So that's Devon. Devon.
All right. So after this, we get a music video from Conan, and it brought me back. Like, I remember this song as a kid back in the day.
Man.
Oh man, what were your thoughts of seeing this video with Conan, which he wasn't really rapping?
Was he even a part of the song? Like,
He was in the video.
oh, he's in the video. Yeah,
He was in the
yeah.
video, but he just some big chulo. That's all he was.
Cholo.
Cholo, whatever.
Mark,
Chalupa,
Mark
whatever.
clip on that. Mark clip on that one.
Raspberry chulo.
Yeah. 2430. Mark clip on that.
Gotcha.
No, my favorite part of the music video is just like they're like obviously in a studio or something, and he's on the couch with the girls with his arms out, and he's just wearing the fucking hat, and the glasses, like just mean mugging. I was like, oh my god! Then you see him in the streets of.
The only time you see Conan actually look bigger than everybody else.
Seriously, Big Chulo.
Oh, just run with that. You're not saying Cholo no more. You gotta say Chulo.
Oh man. Well, we have a special treat for the fans. I sent the lyrics for the Birthday Boy Strat Facts, and we're gonna have him rap the song or read the lyrics or whatever the hell you want to do. It's up to you.
The part that we all know is on page 2. What is this page 1? I don't know what the hell this is.
That is the only thing I knew.
Wait.
Oh man. Well, I'm about to drop the beat, and we're gonna have some
try
fun with it. We're gonna try, and when you're ready to cut it off, and we'll stop. So
You better fast forward it. I feel like William Shatner here, and I'm
about to drop the beat.
Stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
Here we go.
this is good, Bunny. Yeah, Red One, Kanye, P Diddy. I carry my life around with me in a see-through bag, and you got the fucking nerve to ask me where the fuck I'm at. Different stages, different faces I see up in the crowd. It's the same ass fools that save my mind in the clouds. Vato, 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 vato. How you make us get down? That was the name of Filtered Souls are the ones who bring the sound. Uzi pulling tricks like a David Copperfield. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So let the song I spill on the 2-inch wheel. Bridge. I snatch the rabbit out of your hat and choke it. I snatch the weed out of your pocket and smoke it. Do you really want to fuck with a pedo? Down with a skeleton playing on a cello from the ghetto? 187 if you don't spin the vinyl. Revolutionary mind, but they label me a wino. Someone please unchain my brain from the wall. You can blame it on the drugs, or you can blame it on the alcohol. This whole beat is the same fucking thing. Ashes to ashes and back to dust. And before I go fool, believe I'm a bust. Ashes to ashes and back to dust. And before I go fool, believe I'm a bust. Uno, nuevo, cero, soda, cuatro. Se me digo, uno, psycho. Uno, nuevo, cero, two, cuatro. Se me digo, uno, going psycho.
Oh man.
I can't do this anymore. This is terrible. Oh my god. So for those that don't know, ashes to ashes and back to dust. And before I go, fool, believe I'm a bust. Ashes to ashes and back to dust. And before I go, fool, believe I'm a bust. Uno, nuevo, cero to the cuatro.
Oh man.
It's the MADONE going psycho. Psycho. Uno, nuevo, cero to the cuatro. It's the MADONE going psycho. That's going slow on the chorus, man. It's going slow on the chorus. I must confess, my life is a mess.
We've hit the peak, brother.
There's only one way to go from here.
You
and it's
can't
down
make
to hell.
Oh my god.
Or Zewataneo.
Oh man.
I don't even know when this fucking thing begins. I can't even pretend. This is like, you ever play Rock Band, the Guitar Hero?
Yep.
You know the song Float On by Modest Mouse? Well, it's a tough song to sing. But all I knew, because we were playing it, like Rock Band style, some guy was playing the guitar, some guy was playing like the drums. And it's like, all we have left is the microphone. So, John, you have to sing. I'm like, I can't fucking sing. So I was just like,
That was me all the time.
and that worked because I knew the melody.
I always did the vocals when it was me, Dom, and a couple guys at the house. It was we should have had that recorded. That was the funniest time we ever had. I just act the fool.
All I know is now I got to find some episodes of some more songs so John can do them.
Oh, thank you.
Oh man, Vince McMahon, stand back.
Rabbit out your hand and choke it, smoke it.
Oh man.
I can't even.
if we don't get more views after that.
Oh Lord.
Come on now.
It's a new world out there, don't you know? It's a new world order out there.
The big Cholo strap facts. Big Cholo.
Big Chulo.
Right.
Chulo.
See sleeves on this? No sleeves in
Oh
Brooklyn
man.
or New London.
Whew, that was good. That was good. All right, so back to this show. So after the Conan music video, we see the cat with Sonny Ono. John, how many guys did Sonny Ono manage in WCW?
Well, he slept with, what did you say? He managed Sonny Ono. He managed so many. Kurosawa, the Ultimo Dragoon, Yuji Nagata, as we know. But no, Sonny
Ultimo
Ono, I
Dragon.
mean, Ultimo Dragoon, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he was a friend of Eric Bischoff, a big figure in the early parts of Nitro, but I don't know, he kind of just disappeared after, I believe. And didn't he Nah, he didn't. I was like, didn't he have a hand in managing Mortis and Wrath later on? But I think I'm wrong on that.
It might have been before.
Yeah,
That was Vandenberg, but I don't know.
yeah.
Was it Vandenberg?
Yeah, Vandenberg.
The Sinister
James Mitchell.
Minister.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the cat, he comes out, he cuts a promo, and he tells the people to shut up. If you use his name and say that you're the greatest, that he's going to whip you, and the cat, that he's the real deal, and he's the greatest of all time. And he's calling anyone out from the locker room to come on out so I can bust your ass. And the next day we see Kaz Hayashi. Plot know who's Kaz Hayashi.
I don't know. Was he a cruiserweight?
Yeah, he was in Young Dragons.
Was he in the Young Dragons?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Jamie Noble.
Oh, see, I don't remember that.
But it was crazy. The way the camera played it out, it was like it seemed like a fan ran to the ring. He
Yeah.
just kicked him in the chest, and that's, that was it.
No respect.
Oh Lord! But
And
after
we
this,
seen a returning,
Glacier.
yeah, Glacier came out. Was he injured?
yeah, knee injury.
All right, so we get this fake Sub-Zero Glacier. He's in the ring, and he takes off his
Years
whole
too late.
getup. You got the snowflakes coming down, and he said, "I don't want to fight you. Me and you are the same type of guy, and if you need somebody, I'm gonna watch your back." Like what? I'm like, first of all, you giving this man a microphone. This shit is worse than Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Ray
I don't know
Lloyd.
I don't know what they were trying to do with that. They failed miserably.
I mean, the announcers were talking to each other, and it's like, well, didn't this guy study in Japan for years? And Tony Schiavone's like, yes. It's like, man, he spent more time at the first walk in Duluth, Georgia than anywhere else in the
my
Far
God.
East. So, Ray Lloyd, Glacier. Hi, man. I started doing martial arts 14 years.
Yeah, and then after this, the cat says, "I still want to fight. I still want to fight." Next time they go to commercial break, and the cat's out the ring.
I'm just
cat.
like, what is this?
Instant channel changer, man. And he would still have a big presence all the way to the end of WCW. You know, it's like, guys, is terrible. I mean, he could, just because you can talk doesn't mean you should. Cat.
Seriously. Remember they had him on the as a commentator in WWFE?
Yeah. They had him
Yeah,
as a commentator. He flew under the radar getting paid. Oh. Big Bug is back.
Warm outside.
And then he comes in the ring, and probably Vince McMahon was like, this guy's the shits, fire him.
Oh, jeez.
I did see they had a dark match on like Velocity or some shit like that. It was the cat versus Mortis. I'm like, damn. I know Chris Canyon was in WWE, but I didn't know he wrestled as Mortis. But obviously, it shouldn't work out.
Yeah. Come on, they had lots from the vault. You see some of the Road Warriors facing CM Punk in one of them.
No, I didn't see that. Punk took the Doomsday Device.
Him or his tag partner yet to be named. But
Scotty Goldman.
I did see something the other day. It was Kenny Dykstra and somebody. It was his brother against some up and coming talent, and that dude just destroyed both of them. I think it was like on Sunday Night Heat or some shit like that. It was crazy.
there's a dark
Mike
match
Kozlov.
with Taz and Spike Dudley against Batista and Brock Lesnar.
I seen that.
Taz choked out Brock Lesnar with the Taz mission. It's insane. It's fucking insane, man.
That would never happen in a million years. I love you, Taz, but come on. Brock
I
would
guess. The
maul
proof
you.
is in the videotape on
Yes.
YouTube, that is.
You want to know what's insane? This next match, we have the nephew of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We have Horace Hogan with the NWOB version. We have Virgil, Vincent, Scott Norton, Stevie Ray, and Scott Hall came out running late. He probably had to take a leak from drinking all that damn beer or whatever. And he went against Norman Smiley. And Norman just happy to be in the ring.
Yep.
Then the match begins in typical NWO fashion. They beat Norman up. Horace with the win. Match was short.
It was horrible.
I think I skipped this one. I didn't miss much.
Is Horace Hogan his legit nephew?
It's a shoot nephew, brother.
Shoot.
That is
Okay.
shoot. Yep.
They had the same size head. Pause.
What's your name? Horace. What's your
Boulder
full
Hogan.
name? Horace Hogan. Balea.
Yep.
He looked like
All
he
right.
worked for the state of Florida.
Yeah, he had a good tan. I'll tell you that.
You got a tan, brother. You got a tan to be on TV.
He's a guy hanging out outside of Claire's Accessories. And then moving on.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so this next match, one of the reasons that caught my attention for giving John the choice of this show, because we just recently reviewed Halloween Havoc 1997, and we talked about Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. So here we go again. A year later, Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio on Thunder. Eddie comes out and he wants Rey to join the LWO, but he turned it down, and the match begins. A good fast-paced match. Not like Halloween Havoc, though. Rey, he had the knee brace on, and Eddie kept working on the knee. And is this a signature spot by Eddie Guerrero? I feel like he does it frequently throughout his career. When he'll put somebody in the tree or woe, and he tries to get like the baseball slide, and then he misses and hit the turnbuckle. That's like his signature. Yeah, that's what I figured. And I'm like, yeah.
That's like Andrade doing the double moonsault thing. It's like the guy's gonna, the guy's gonna move the first time, every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see on SmackDown this past week the triple threat match? Was it SmackDown? Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, yeah.
Crown Jewel. He did it. The first guy rolled out, and then he got the second guy.
What a coincidence, Hey. Is what it is.
But this is probably the match of the night so far. But typical WCW, we see the LWO coming down to the ring while Eddie has like this unique knee submission on Rey.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm thinking the ref stopped the match because the LWO was coming out, but they didn't interfere. They just stopped the match because there was a TV time limit. That's how the match ended. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they didn't even
It was
announce
a draw.
A 10-minute, was it a 10-minute time limit? And they didn't even announce that?
No, they did it under their breath.
Who's
Yeah,
booking
yeah.
this shit?
Vic Venom.
Oh my!
No.
I don't know. He
I
wasn't
know.
there yet.
Nah, he's not there yet. I know.
Showing how much of an afterthought Thunder already was in late 1998.
So from what we've seen so far, this is the B show. You're trying to get the next guy over. From this show that we've seen so far, who's really gotten over? Besides Booker T.
NWO.
That NWO we seen was weak.
It was.
It was
No,
weak.
See, now, during future casting, during the main event, toward that main event, Tony Schiavone was talking about the war, the fight between, WCW and the NWO, even though they were represented by Lex Luger. Remember the NWO Wolfpack? It's kind of like, that was just a storyline. I mean, that they just threw out there easily. Like, oh, what's the matchup tonight? Just make it WCW versus NWO. It's like, it don't work that way anymore, man. But they just had the laziest booking on Thunder. They truly made it an afterthought. Like I said, already. I mean, maybe it was just a one-off this show, but this wasn't the worst card I've ever seen.
No,
But it's
the
certainly
card
not the best.
was stacked, but it was just
Bad
Yeah.
poor
booking.
booking. That's all. Yeah.
I did admire Bobby Heenan pointing out, check out our Bobby Heenan episode from last week,
Yes.
that he's wearing that knee brace on the outside of his tights. It should be under his tights. And Tony Schiavone's just like, it doesn't matter if it's over or under. Someone's still going to see it. He's like, well, at least he's trying to hide it. Those two guys are just not just bickering forever, man.
All right, so our next match is for the WCW Television Championship. We have the champion Chris Jericho versus Prince Iaukea. Who's Prince Iaukea?
He is not related to the real King Curtis Iaukea in Hawaii. He just one of those guys that borrowed a name, and he was getting a little push in 1997 as the television champion. But as they noted here, this was like his return match because he had a big shaved, terrible haircut. And he would never. I mean, he'd get a push again later as the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea. But this guy, he's a young, like, power plant guy. Looked like he had potential. But, like I said, he would turn into a push character later as the Prince. But he just wasn't very good.
Who had the worst looking hair at this time, Jericho or Iaukea?
Well, at least one was intentional.
Iaukea looked like Tong Po. Kickboxer.
Yes.
I was thinking that.
The shaved head and then just the ponytail.
Yep. It would just lead to his heel turn later, I guess. But just welcome back, Prince Iaukea, from wherever the hell you were.
It was a okay match, nothing special. It seemed like the crowd wasn't really into it, but the announcers, they did their thing. They tried to hype it up as much as they possibly could.
Yeah.
And that's it. Nothing special.
Just there.
Just
like watching
there.
WWE main event or watching them C shows. They're just, if you like to watch just wrestling, here's wrestling. There's not much to it,
What do you think about the match, Platino?
I gotta agree. The match was just like, it was there. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And the announcers had to cover up for it, and they were basically trying to make Jericho a bigger star than what he was at that time. Even though for us he was already like a made man, he just wasn't pushed to that level where he can finally be in the main events because he's quote unquote too short. But it was basically just to showcase Jericho, to be honest. Jericho had that character that not too many people had in WCW. There were so many people that were already established, but Jericho was so over the top that they had to just show him. So it was just more of a showcase for Jericho, and good choice on them, but they messed up the bag on that.
I know before we talked about WCW didn't have any merch. I need that Monday Night Jericho T-shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm
still looking for that. I can't find it.
That and the Raw is Jericho T-shirt. Like, they had a few guys that had merch. Jericho's one of them.
A Jericho shirt was also a holy grail for our friend Randy. Like, I forget what exactly shirt it was. It was a WWF shirt, though, or WWE. Something, I'm a Jerichoholic. He never showed me. He can never find proof of that the shirt actually existed. But yeah, if you can get a Monday Night Jericho shirt, it could be a holy grail for a T-shirt collector.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. If you want to find that shirt, you got to go down to Philadelphia and check out SVW, Suplex Vintage Wrestling. They have all the memorabilia down there, all the shirts. You want that shirt, you're going to pay at least $200 for that shirt.
God damn.
Sometimes the price is right.
Seriously.
It's like if you saw the shirt that you're looking all over for, in your size, in your hands, you might fucking do it.
Yeah. You're right.
Maybe.
There's also a wrestling superstore of some kind in Flushing, New York, and I spend a lot of time in Flushing here and there, and I'm just remembering to check it out, so I'll be there someday, guys.
Mental clip, mental clip.
Are you going to be just like at, going to be in New York around New Year's Eve?
Never again.
Oh, because I heard Aaron Judge is going to be hosting it. He's going to be dropping the ball. Yeah, I said it, Paulie.
He don't listen to us.
He going to learn today.
We cut this clip and send it to him.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Mark clip. There we go. Clip is marked. All right. So our next match, we have my man, Glenn Gilberti, also known as the Disco Inferno. And he's taking on Scott Hall of the NWO. And Disco's not a fool. Disco's like, I'm not messing with y'all. 5-on-1, mm-mm. So he starts walking to the back, and then we see the Giants. The Big Show, Paul White, standing right behind him. He headbutts him. Gorilla press, throws in the ring, and then Scott Hall just starts toying with Disco. Is this Big Show's, the Giants' second go-round in NWO?
Yes.
All right, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. He got kicked out, and then he's back.
I mean, he's like the weather lately. He's cold, he's hot, he's humid, he's dry.
So they was warming him up for WWE. That's what they were doing.
Oh, it's like one of these politics.
All these turns.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to do this. Never mind.
I'll make the transition easy for you.
Sure.
Who pooped in the face?
Oh, man. Well, anyways.
Get your guns ready, Betty.
Yep. Disco, he tried to do what he can, but with the NWO interfering and Scott Hall with the Outsider's Edge, there's no way he's going to win that match.
Well, they did give him a special entrance. You know, they superimposed his Disco Inferno's likeness on a disco ball as he was walking to the ring.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was unique.
He didn't seem like he was as over as other episodes that we've reviewed. It seemed like the crowd was just like, oh, he's going to get squashed.
All right.
I don't know. If I was in the show, I'd been pissed off. I was just sitting there watching for 2 hours.
Man, so wait until the next segment, Roanoke.
Yep.
Yes, that's we're in Horseman Country. Tony Schiavone's in the middle of the ring, and he announces that Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen are here, and it's Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Chris Benoit, and the Nature Boy. Ooh. Oh, no, excuse me, and Dave Malenko. Excuse me, Dave Malenko.
And that's how fans thought of that group as well.
So I'm assuming we talked about this a few weeks ago too. I'm assuming Mongo was gone at this time.
I'm very interested in the career, life and times of the still alive Steve Mongo McMichael.
He finally got his Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he well deserved.
Got it back from Deborah.
I was looking for some Mongo McMichael merch. There's some Mongo McMichael merch still available out there. But no, he was still part of the Horsemen. His last appearance would be on, I think, a February 1999 edition of some WCW programming. That was his last appearance. But his last match was in March of 1999, and that was it for old Mongo. But he was technically still around at this time, just not on this show. But you have to admire the promo style of the Horsemen. You know, of course, the crowd is going absolutely crazy for all of them. But, you know, Arn Anderson warms them up, gets them going, then passes it off to Dean Malenko, another guy that can talk, but maybe just not as well as Arn. And he passes it off to the guy who can't talk, but he can kill. And then you finish it off with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and that's how you did the old school style Four Horsemen promos. You just pass it off, give it to the next guy, give it to the next guy. Hopefully that they maintain the momentum, all for Ric Flair to wrap it up with style and profile.
Yes, Ric Flair gets on the microphone. He says before he takes the big office, he's going to take Eric Bischoff's office. He's going to take his job and do the boss and tell Hogan what to do. That's when, I'm assuming later on that year, he became president?
Yeah.
Of WCW?
Storyline.
Yeah, storyline. So,
Jeez.
all right. Well, it's our main events.
Main event.
We have the big bad booty daddy, Scott Steiner, with Buff Bagwell taking on Lex Luger. But so when Scott got in the ring, he looks at senior official Nick Patrick, and you came down to the ring and you did something. I forgot what Nick Patrick did to Scott Steiner. Scott put him in a tree of woe in the corner and tried to break that man's foot.
Oh,
Yeah. Legit it looked like he legit tried to break it. I was like, oh boy.
Oh man.
I'd be asking for extra pay after that.
Yeah, the next thing you know, Lex Luger, he comes out to the ring. He wasn't in a hurry. He took his sweet time, all nonchalant, and then Then them two guys start going at it. Next thing you see the gurney come out for Nick Patrick. Scott Steiner stops what he's doing and start beating him up on the gurney. Nick Patrick, ow, ow, ow.
I swear one of those EMTs was laughing.
Yeah, they had to be like, come on, Scott, stop it.
Oh, man.
No, just the one guy. He looked like he was laughing. He was the redheaded guy.
And then we see Buff. He's taking out Lex Luger, choking him out with the Wolfpack shirt, hit him with a broken hockey stick, which I don't even know where he got it from.
That's right.
I had no clue. And these guys, they're fighting like they're having a real match. There's no referee in the ring.
Thank you for saying that.
They're having like a match. Like, okay, you guys should be brawling right now, not having no match, no Irish whip to the corner or anything like that. But nah, but I don't know. Well, while Big Pop Pump, he's flexing, Buff grabs a mic and he asks Luger, how's he doing while he's down there? And Luger just clocks Buff. Buff's on the ground. And then Luger starts heating up, getting ready for the torture rack. And like I said, no referee down there. Luger's up for the torture rack. Then the ref finally comes down to the ring. Then Buff takes the ref out. And Luger out. And then Steiner put this ref in the trio up. Then kicks him in the stomach next to him. Rick Steiner, he runs down to the ring. And then Buff and Scott Steiner, they just run away and they left. That's how the show ends.
I look forward to this. I didn't know the finish. I didn't know anything about the matchup, but I did look forward to these two physical specimens going at it. And you could hate it a lot, and it's easy to because, it didn't have a finish, and it had a bunch of schmozzes, and it just wasn't good. But, knowing that that's how WCW was, I did enjoy the bits and pieces, Luger on the offense. You always like it when your favorites, usually a babyface, are on the offense against Scott Steiner, and that was fun. He's loading up the forearm, and we know that's a precursor to the torture rack. Let's just see him lift him up, and he got him up there for the torture rack.
Yep.
But man, what if you were there? It's like, what a shitty show.
Seriously.
Big time.
Oh my goodness. So guys, what do you guys think about this show?
It does not matter.
It's terrible.
It was it was a terrible show, but you stole this show, John.
It's indicative of WCW, the brand as a whole. You know where they're going. Starrcade with Kevin Nash and Goldberg, and you could say Starrcade '98 was the apex of WCW until, you could say Starrcade '97 was the apex of WCW because they still had a chance at then. By Starrcade '98. It was all dead after that, man.
Yep. The wheels are coming off, and we're going to be rolling, rolling, rolling down the...
You want the lyrics, Abel? Here.
No. give me. I'll sing it a bit.
Oh, man. All right, well, this show doesn't matter, but next week's show, it does. It's Platino's choice. Platino was there. I was there. Strap. Were you at Survivor Series 2008 in Boston, Massachusetts?
I don't want to be a spoiler here, but the DVD cover will. Survivor Series 2008, you say? I was there, yes.
We were there, so we were there again. All three of us are there.
But what I mean was the cover of the DVD is John Cena holding the world title.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like, oh, gee, who won between Chris Jericho and John Cena? John Cena on the cover with the belt like that.
Yep. Nah, he's just standing there looking pissed off. He's not holding the title.
The DVD.
Oh, the DVD. Yeah. Oh, well, you gotta. Well, nobody knows about that shit. Anyways.
If you were there and you bought the shirt, I actually have the shirt, but being as dedicated as I am, I probably won't wear it next week.
We were there. We got tickets last minute.
Randy and I were there.
They announced my man Edge was going to make his return, so nope, we got to go. So we drove to Boston.
This is when Dom was reading the dirt sheets.
Yes, I was a dirt sheet guy. Like, oh, he's there, and 2 hours away. Hey, well, let's go. I'll buy tickets. And we weren't in the building. We was lower level. We on the side, buddy. We got some good seats.
We were seeing. So basically, when the wrestlers were coming back to the stage, right where the entrance was, we were like, "Hey, Lita! Hey!" It was like, "Oh shit!" And good seats.
Yes, so we were there. Let me run down this card right quick so y'all can remember. We kick off the show with a Survivor Series 5-on-5 elimination match. We have Team HBK featuring Shawn Michaels, Great Khali, JTG, Rey Mysterio, and Shad Gaspar. And they're taking on Team JBL, which is John Bradshaw Layfield, John Morrison, Kane, The Miz, and Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. Ballin'.
Yep.
Our next Survivor Series match is the women's Team Raw. We have Beth Phoenix, Candice Michelle, Jillian Hall, Kelly Kelly, and Mickey James. Yep, you do got a DVD. Taking on Team SmackDown, which is Maria, Maurice, Michelle McCool, Natalia, and Victoria.
Ooh.
Now our next match is a casket match featuring Mr. Survivor Series, The Undertaker, and he's taking on The Big Show.
Well, I know that's going.
We have another Survivor Series match. We have Team Orton, which is Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Mark Henry, Shelton Benjamin, and William Regal, taking on Team Batista, which is Batista, CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, and R-Truth.
Wow.
Interesting. And for your WWE Championship, we have a triple threat match. We have my man Edge taking on Vladimir Kozlov and Triple H. John, you want to tell people who Kozlov is? Matter of fact, you want to tell him what his name is in TNA today?
I don't know what his name in TNA is, but Vladimir Kozlov pinned The Undertaker with a power slam. That's it. Not 2 tombstones, not 5 super kicks, not 3 pedigrees and a sledgehammer. With a power slam. On SmackDown. Talk about a guy that Vince McMahon got tired of right away. It's like, what the?
He had a promise. No,
He's
no,
mad
no
at you
Mike
because
Steel.
you beat him.
Yeah.
I kill you.
Well, in Strap Facts, you already spoiled the main event for your World Heavyweight Championship. We have John Cena, the Boston native, taking on Chris Jericho. That's our show for next week. That is Platino's Choice. We were all there, and it does matter.
Yes, it does.
John, you want to rap one more time?
Just the chorus.
When we drop the beat, hold on. Let me see if I can find the beat. Hold on. We let you
Oh,
do
shit.
the-
Oh, I like the verse 2. Verse 2 is pretty good. MADONE. What's up? Strap Facts. 1998. How many lyrical paragraphs must I punch you with an intent in order for a fool to make his dollars into cents? Fuck politics and president. Why is that? Because they got me selling dope through my local residence. Why check fill my mind every time I write a rhyme? I got to release the pressure and take drastic measures. I'm standing on the outside, I'm looking in, watching all my friends, not confessing all my sins. Smile in the pen, smiling face will have you, catching cases, running down the freeway on high-speed chases. I got to be true to this game of rap. It's either this or weed, speed, heroin, or crack. It's like that.
What the?
And we will see you next week. I'm the Notorious One.
Dust to dust.
I'm Dom. Poppy Platino. Strap Facts. We out of here.
And then before we leave, you believe I'm a bust.
Boom.
Yeah.